Who is it? Vinny!
Hey, dude, are you there?
Hey, what's up, my
I'm here,
brother?
man.
How are you,
Dude,
man?
I don't have a scary story, man. I was like, I'm gonna have pretty much a heart attack. I'm like having a heart attack, but I can't scream or anything. Basically, laying on the floor, panicking.
Oh!
No, you weren't. You built the place. I haven't seen the Hopi in thousands of years. Don't make fun of my people. Period.
Sorry,
I'll
Brandon.
come after your ass and cut you up into little bitty bits.
Facebook page down because people said Richie from Boston's gay. He's gay. I'm gay. I'm a gay man.
And I mean, yeah, I mean, you can prosecute me for that if you like.
No, it's not why I'm doing that. I'm just saying there's a lot of...
That is what you did. Bigelow started buying websites, including one in British Columbia, Canada. So all of a sudden, this kind of triggered Brian Vike.
Welcome back to Third Phase of the Moon. Blake Cousins here. We've got a special report for you. We've got a few UFO videos that we want to share with you.
Welcome back, everybody. Blake Cousins, along with Orlando Smith and Brent Cousins, we're going to be going over incredible imagery.
Third phase of the moon. Third phase of the moon.
10, 9, ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff.
You were either in or you were either out, brother.
But the cream will rise to the top. Oh, yeah.
All right. Welcome to GUFON, everybody. I'm your host, Rich Giordano. It is Monday, June 17th, 2024. Glad you could be here. I look a little small, don't I? A little small. Hold on. I look a little small. There we go. I moved the clock down. All right. It is the Monday of the new week of the new June, and we are rock and rolling in ufology. Already it's Monday, and we're rolling. My 9-to-5ers don't worry about a thing. Before you know it, it's going to be the weekend. We're going to be in a lot of rain. There's going to be a lot of rain coming up this weekend. Well, in 5 days. From now, it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday morning-ish. It's going to get bad here again in Florida. We're getting hit from both sides. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. Anyway, tonight, have you ever heard of Redbeard? No? He was a pirate. You know, I didn't read much about him either growing up. It's just common knowledge when you're growing up. At least it was for me, watching and reading all these stories, Redbeard and Captain Hook and Mike O'Dynamite and Jimi Hendrix and Al Lucinder. You know, you just keep going and eventually, you know everybody in history. Redbeard. He's a good guy, bad guy. Good pirate, bad man. Used to kill his own people. Dirty, dirty man. Redbeard, I'm glad he was taken. He really was abducted. It's a good story, too. Never heard about it? All right. Well, tonight we're going to talk about it a little bit. Not much. Maybe a minute. That's about it. Well, I've got more ufology to talk about. There's a lot of stuff to go over. It has been extremely busy. They've been working hard behind the scenes, not at all, and getting a lot of stuff done. Nothing's done. So I'm excited to talk about it. Not really excited. But what I want to do, not at all, is tell you about these things in a way that you'll never understand. That you'll understand. Remember that guy, Mr. Subliminal? Yeah, that's who that was. Could have been him. No, it was him. Hold on here. Hold on. Whoops. Let's try this. All right, let's see. There it is. There's Redbeard. All right, let's pull that up there. You know, there really isn't much I'm going to talk about when it comes to Redbeard. I'll just be honest with you. It was just a cool story that I saw in a short, and I thought, what a great story about Redbeard. It's an amazing story. But there were a lot of accounts from history of UFO sightings from 74 BC to 1896, for instance. Just a couple of years I just picked out of the realm of the etheric. The ethereal? How do you say that? The etheric? Excuse me. A lot of stuff to talk about today. I'm looking at all the stuff I have to talk about. Debunker McWest admits he is paid by an undisclosed organization to develop his UFO analysis software. Have you heard of that? Somebody sent that to me. I can't remember who at this moment, but thank you for that. We're going to go over that. It's amazing. 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 Let's do a little roll call. Want to do a little roll call? Should we do roll call? I don't know. Who's here? Everybody? Nobody? I'm looking at Italy UFO crash confirmed by Grush and Elizondo had 2 giant alien bodies. That's how the title reads. Italy UFO crash confirmed by Grush and Elizondo had 2 giant alien bodies. Yeah. That story was a year ago. Have we ever heard of it? I've never heard of that story. Never. So many weird things I found. I don't understand where all these stories come from that you and I never heard of. It's crazy. Let's go through this here. All right, you ready? You ready? A little roll call. Zach Diecast Monsoon. Welcome to the show. Intergalactic Angler. Welcome to the show. Kelly Lewis and a bitty bitty bay. Welcome to the show. Jeanette, the angel of GUFON. Where's the angel? Boop. The angel's in heaven. That's not good at all. Got to be an angel on earth, I imagine. Marcel, the Gufonian Metal head. Welcome to the show. Hey, Corey42. How do you do? Welcome to the show. Alfie Joe Bob. What do you say? How do you be? Good to see you, Alfie Joe B. See what I did there? David Wilcox, not Wilcox. Welcome to the show. Brooke is, huh? Yeah. Good to see you. Welcome to the show, Brooke is. this DJ. Wild Ascension just donated $5 with a super chat, I think. It's gone now. Well, thank you for that. I'll catch up to it and I'll showcase it when I get there. Oh, that's right. Have you noticed when it rings up on the screen like that, it doesn't show up on my end with the color banner that I could post? Isn't that stupid? Because it's already done it. I don't like how it does that for me. Who's this? God is judge for all of people. Oh, isn't that special? Welcome to the show. FAPURDAY night. What's up, FA Beep? Welcome to the show. McGurk 72. Welcome to the show, brother. Hey, Rusty Grunert. Rusty Grunert. What's up? Best name in the biz. Welcome to the show. Glenn Collins, please. Hello, Mr. Glenn. Thank you for your contributions with your kind words. It means a lot to me. Get a bottle of water. Good to see you. Welcome to the show. Does anybody know what a bottle of water? You don't know where I got that from? All right, if I didn't say your name, it doesn't mean I don't love you. It means we got a lot of show to do. Now, if you have the means necessary to help support GUFON, all the links are in the show description. You know, you've seen Super Chat, Super Sticker, PayPal, Cash App. And you can become a member if you want. All that is supporting the GUFON, the greatest UFO network now. It's Giordano's UFO network for real. What was that? I was just gonna pull something up here. Hold on. I had a brain freeze. What was I going to do? It was important. No, it was. It was important that I do something. Now I can't remember. Shit. I don't know. It had to do with pulling something up. What was I going to pull up? God, that makes me so mad when I forget like that. Hey, what's up, Bernie Muro, everybody? Sky Allen's here. Welcome, welcome. Huh. Maybe I have a feeling I'll remember in a moment. I don't know. I can't stand when I forget like that. I just heard. I was holding the phone when this just came in. It's got to be. It is. David Wilcox throwing down a 20 spot to PayPal. That's Canadian coin, by the way. Do you know I cannot withdraw foreign money from PayPal and put it in my bank account unless there's American money to go with it? Isn't that stupid? So I need American money. He says he used to be Redbeard. Now he's Graybeard. I feel you, Chief. I'm catching right up. Catching right up. I hate it. How come my head is perfect? I have no gray hair on my head. I have no gray hair on my chesticles. I answered that question with that answer. Perfect. Pits, chest, everything else. Except this. This has got gray. This is making me look old. All right. Thank you, David Wilcox. Not Wilcox. For the 20 in Canadian coin. On PayPal. And then I just saw a Bernie Muro sighting. Hey, look, it did pop up. So where's the other one? See? I can post this one. Bernie, thanks, man. I appreciate the support. We're going to win this year, even though we won 4 years ago. Oh, there it is. Look. Wild Ascension. I'll go back to you, Wild Ascension threw down $5. Sorry, I'm late again. My son had another seizure. Sending GUFON love and thanks. Oh, I hope you're... Jeez, man. I hope your son's okay. Jim, well, I'm glad you're here. I hope your son's watching. And thank you for the $5. Throwing it down, a continuing supporter of GUFON. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I've got heartburn. It's got to be from the Burger King. I know I shouldn't have it. There it is, Bernie. Thank you. That's a super dono. Bernie throwing down a 10 spot. Thank you very much for your support. Bernie Miro! And welcome to the show, B. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Okay, so what's that? We're about halfway to the goal. Right? All right, let's get started. Dinkum, welcome. Dinkum. Hey, Dinkum. How you doing? F-Graph, how you doing? There he is. Have a super hard time with neck, leaning back on the couch, not looking on the phone, but I won't be Gary. Okay. I hope you feel better, guys. F-Graph, my goodness. Hey, we're all getting old, right? Come on, we got to keep ufology alive, my fellow Goofonians. It is dying a death that is so... It'll never go anywhere. Who are we kidding? Who are we kidding? Ufology's always going to be around as long as there's... what do you call it? Disclosure will always be around if there's... What do you call it? Oh! No disclosure. Yeah, no disclosure. If there's no aliens, no disclosure. Oh, shoot. I forgot to post Wednesday's show. Oh, boy. Hey! Simon. Thank you for the $10. Is that? Yes, it is on PayPal. Of all beautiful places. Thank you for doing that on PayPal. PayPal and Cash App, it's like, just so you know, they only take 1.5%. That's it. 1.5. YouTube, 37. 37. Just say 40. Anyway, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Inkamazi. Right? Did I remember? Did I get it wrong? All right, let's get to work. And thank you guys. Appreciate the support. Got a lot of stuff to go over. I mean, this is a record of stuff. We're not going to get to it all, but this is like 2.5 shows. I got an itch. I've got so much stuff. I set this up yesterday, and then I added to it today. All right, let's see where. I haven't looked at the list yet. Wow, Fugal. We got some lying Fugal. Brian Cox is going to talk to us. Bob Laser. All right. Okay. Tornado touchdown in Citrus County. Florida. Not everywhere in Florida is just getting inundated with rain. It is just an amazing... What's going to happen this weekend is like a tropical storm hitting. Huh? Did you just throw that down now, or is that the one from before? Wild Ascension. You did do another one. Holy moly. Well, aren't you nice? Thank you for that. Wild Ascension throwing down a super dono. And for those who don't know, a dono is a donation with no emoji and no message. It's just pure love. Always bring a tear to my eye. Just kidding. Thank you, Wild Ascension. The wild one of GUFON. I'm sticking with it. I think you earned the right. Even though you're not, you are. Even though you should be, you could be. Even though I don't know you, I do know you. I know your type. No, I don't. I don't even know who you are. I just know that you're wild ascension. I'm just trying to make myself look good when I can't even look bad. Because I look terrible, awful, old, decrepit, falling apart. No, I'm kidding. I'm not kidding. Am I kidding? You know who's not kidding? You know who lies and doesn't joke because they can't? Anybody, take a guess. Have you ever seen Lou Elizondo joke, smile, or even have a belly laugh? It'll never happen. Why? Because he doesn't care.
Department of Defense, ironically enough, to finish the very mission they gave me in the first
place. Tell him, Lou.
I didn't ask for it. I'm not a UFO guy. I'm not a ufologist. I
never
have
was.
been, I never will be. I'm a counterterrorism and counterespionage guy. I do counterintelligence, counterinsurgencies. That's what I do. And it just so happens that in 2008, I was asked to apply those same skill sets into the UFO community. I left the Department of Defense, ironically enough, to finish the very mission they gave me in the first place. I didn't ask for it. I'm not a UFO guy. I'm not a ufologist. I never have been. I never will be. I'm a counterterrorism and counterespionage guy. I do counterintelligence, counterinsurgencies. That's what I do. And it just so happens that in 2008, I was asked to apply those same skill sets into
the UFO community. Sorry, I missed it the first time, ran it the second. Then I got it in there. I had to. All right. Now that we got that out of the way. I am always one I forgot what I was going to say. Somebody sent me a message and it threw me. All right. For 3 minutes. This makes no sense, says Stephen Green and Street. Makes no sense, he says. I'm checking this out. Look, I could turn the screen all white. What they do, they give you light and dark. But if you don't have the light, you can give yourself some light, see? But it washes me out, right? So we'll go back to just the light. Keep me dim. You don't want to see me. All right, this is Stephen Greenstreet, a clip. It says, this is me getting the runaround from the Senate Armed Services Committee about the 2018 Skinwalker Ranch briefing. Can you believe this is still a thing? Like, do we really care that Kirkpatrick was at a Skinwalker Ranch? I mean, why? Why? But what's funny is the denial about him being there. Well, anyway, check this out.
Hi, this is Steve Greenstreet with the New York Post. I'm following up on an email.
I reached out to the Senate Armed Services Committee to confirm and ask about this 2018 meeting with Fugal, and I immediately got the runaround.
So I sent an email already 3 days ago, 4 days ago now, I guess. And I just haven't heard anything.
For weeks, I called, emailed, called some more.
Last time I called, you guys said he was calling me, when he had a moment, and that was, a couple days ago.
I got the feeling that someone didn't want to talk about this, and they were hoping I'd simply go away. But I didn't.
I was curious if you could give me a timeline on when I might get a response. Oh my God. I have spent weeks that have turned into months just to get answers to basic questions. Did this happen? Who was there? Why did it happen?
Finally, after 2 months, I finally got a response. A committee spokesperson states, in 2018, Mr. Fugal updated a handful of Senate staffers on plans for his properties. No senators were involved, and no subsequent briefings were held.
Okay, I think that's a little interesting. Because my parents were business owners, and then I was. But I don't remember meeting with a handful of Senate staffers on plans for the property. I guess it was Skinwalker Ranch, so it makes no sense. And then it says here, no senators were involved and no subsequent briefings were held. What? Yes, there was.
This makes no sense. First of all, I saw photos of this briefing. So they're saying it was just a handful of Senate staffers. No, Department of Defense officials were there.
Wait. Are they saying that's not him? They're not saying this is him, are they? That guy doesn't look like this guy, so I hope they're not doing that.
Were there. Also, they say staffers on the Senate Armed Services Committee fly a Utah real estate mogul to DC to brief them on plans for his real estate properties. That makes zero sense. Fugal says this briefing was all about Skinwalker. The sole purpose was about Skinwalker Ranch.
I emailed the spokesperson these follow-up questions, to no response. I called and emailed some more, again, to no response.
I don't see what the big deal is that they had. Just admit it. You talked to Fugal about it. You know what this means? Well, let's watch this and then I think I know. Oh my God, it's not good.
If this was like about a scandal, whether it be a sexual scandal or some kind of embezzlement or fraud or just something massive, I could understand the runaround.
Okay, does it sound like to you that Brandon Fugal held this briefing on Skinwalker Ranch for a reason other than a purchase or profit or turning it into a hotel? The Senate Armed Services Committee. That's just not who you talk to. Then again, I am not Brandon Fugal. I do not know his connections. This is very strange. This to me seems like he wanted or maybe was pitching getting funding for the research that will happen on the property. And maybe he wanted the funding through the government. And I don't know if this is the route you go to try to sell it, that there's paranormal shit going on your property that you're going to purchase or about to be property. It's very strange.
And avoiding me and stuff like that. But it's about a spooky haunted ranch.
So weird.
Behind the scenes, a former government official told me that in the government there are many fans of UFOs in Skinwalker Ranch. Fans who unofficially and out of personal interest seek out the paranormal, often during the workday on the taxpayer's dime. I reached out multiple times to the Department of Defense for comment on all of this.
Good luck.
They did not respond.
Shocker. Man, that is unbelievable. Unreal. Wow. That's just makes no sense. Well, wait a second. We didn't hear what Brandon Fugal had to say. What was it all for? I guess it's in the rest of the video. Let me see something here. Let's take a look. Let's see this clip for a second. Whoa, let's go. Oh, here it is. This is the whole thing. Yeah, this is the whole clip. This is the whole. Wow. Let me see where we left off right there. Right here. This is unbelievable to me. This really is. It's weird. I don't see why would Brandon Fugal do this? I just don't understand. Maybe it says it in the video, but that's not what this is about. This video. Here, seriously, I want to take a look real quick. I think I may have figured it out. I think I may have found out where we get the explanation why that was even a meeting. Why are they having a meeting? Why would Fugal do that? I don't get it. Okay, we can't play that song.
Brandon Fugal invested his money into paranormal/religious investigations. In 2004, he founded the Ancient Historical Research Foundation, or AHRF, a group of Mormons who went on Indiana Jones-type quests in North and South America, looking for physical evidence of the religious stories in the Bible and Joseph Smith's Book of Mormon. The Book of Mormon claims Native Americans are actually ancient Israelites.
And let's not forget, Brandon Fugal is full-blooded Mormon. Wild Ascension throwing down $5 saying, I'm a counterintelligence woman. And it just so happens that in 2008, I was told to put my lady skill sets into the UFO community. I'm a UFO mom. I'm not a UFO dad, never wanted to be, never cared to be. LOL. But that's what I do. Dadapdu. I'm a UFO mom. Oh, I'm sorry. I added to that. Wild Ascension, that is funny stuff. And a nice $5 surprise. Thank you again for the support. That was really clever. I wish I thought of it. Good job. Thanks. Appreciate that. I heard another bell go off, but I don't know. Maybe that was your bell. All right. So I think this is very, very strange. The deniability that this meeting was happening, and then to give Green Street the runaround, I still don't understand. I don't get it. Okay, so the Book of Mormon talks about, Joe Smith, and he's an angel god, divine god, intervention dude, whatever you want to call him, the universe. The universe landed in our backyard, and we called him Mormon Joe.
Who sailed to America, and that God cursed them with darker skin for their wickedness. An education...
Boy, that sounds racist. Is that actually in the Mormon... Wow, I can't believe that. Really? Let's go back and get the context to this. Because this makes sense to me why Brandon Fugal is who he is. Go.
The Book of Mormon claims Native Americans are actually ancient Israelites who sailed to America, and that God cursed them with darker skin for their wickedness.
Oh, okay.
In educational images used by the Mormon Church,
got it.
The faithful followers of Christ are shown with lighter skin, and the wicked, evil dissenters are shown with darker skin. The AHRF sought out...
I tell you, the Mormon religion seems kind of new to me. How old is that religion? Didn't it just come out in the 50s? How old is the Mormon religion? I'm not joking. Here, I'll type it in. How old is the Mormon religion? History of Mormon. The Mormon Church. Oh, wow. 1805 to 1844. Hold on. Joseph Smith, the first president of the church, organized the new religion on April 6, 1830 in Fayette Township, New York. It's a new religion. It's 100... What is that? 190 years old? 1830, 1930, 2024. So 196 years old. So it's 200 years old. Well, roughly what? 50, 60 years after America forms, the racist religion is born. Hey, I gotta have racism in America. Now we know where it started. Actually, it started way before. It started when Christopher Columbus got here. Actually, it started when the Vikings got here. You want to go back to history? You want to know who discovered America? Look at your history books. They lie. The real truth is Vikings. Look it up. All right, there's some information here. Let's see what this says. It looks important.
The foundation presented a hunt for religious stones, ancient treasure, and the skeletal remains of biblical giant mummies. Giant mummies. A list of their projects showed they were not only seeking evidence to prove the Book of Mormon true, but were also looking for evidence of Bigfoot and UFOs. Fugal says he left the AHRF in 2005.
All right, we know all this. All right, well, we'll do this back. We'll come back. I got too much show to do. You get it. We know it. It's the Fugal saga. Sieg Fugal for the hire. Sieg Fugal. Hey, you know what their secret sign is? It's not really secret anymore, but because the UFOs are in the sky, their secret handshake or salute is because, you know, it's up there. Where do you see the UFOs? Bad joke. I know. I shouldn't have written that one down. Write it down. Who writes down jokes? You want to? All right, hold on. Let me go backwards. All right, let's get this over with. Let's get it over with. Redbeard. We'll do this first. Did you hear about the guy who tried to steal the moon? Each week, each night, perhaps, if there's enough of these, I want to talk about strange people. Not this guy, the next one. But first, I want to talk about the guy who tried to steal the moon. Why? Why? Well, you'll see. These 1 minute old like hidden history, like things that are like you never would have heard about. I like these type of clips because they're a part of history we never get to hear ever. No, you can't steal a moon, but you can try. You'll want to know why. Here, check it out. This guy tried to steal the moon. Just one look at him and you'll know. Aw, that's not nice. Some mother loves that kid. I'm telling you. That could be little Howard Stern right there. Sad. Why would I do that? I don't make fun of people. Go.
Literally. In 1952, a baby named Walter Mellon was born in Salty Springs, California. During his childhood, he was known as a genius and was even given the Child Prodigy of the Year award in 1961. But during his teenage years, he started to get into some trouble and even spent some time in jail. His parents eventually cut him off from the family, and he disappeared for a while. But little did anyone know that he was spending the past several years building a machine to pull the moon closer to Earth. On June 6, 1984, he would point his creation towards the moon and shoot a laser at it from the roof of his home. After a few minutes, the police and news reporters would show up on the scene. The police ordered Walter to turn it off, but he refused, saying, "I'm going to steal the moon and no one is going to stop me."
Yeah.
He was then tased and arrested, then was later put into a heavily locked down prison and has not been seen or heard of since.
Not cool. Why?
Astronomers were astonished when they realized that this guy tried to...
They realized he actually moved the moon. Yeah. Yeah, the high tide came in a little sooner. Yeah. There were more broken hearts, more arguments, more domestic violence when he turned that thing on for the hour that they, had a standoff with him. My thing is, why tase the guy if he didn't have a weapon? I guess we'll need to look into that story. And then, wait, why would you send a guy like that to a prison with murderers and rapists, right? Why would you do that? It makes no sense. True story, though. It's weird. It's a weird one. The guy thought he could take the moon, steal it, and he moved it a little bit. And I couldn't find the part 2 to that story. I couldn't find it. All right. Okay. we're going to talk about weirdness right now. This is part of a new segment that I'm calling Weird People. I know, it's not original. How about GUFON's people? The people, no, because these are killers and stuff like that. How about people with insane thoughts? Oh, just people. That's what we'll call people. All right, this is a new segment called People. People. Nothing. We don't get anything. Nothing. Not even a little. Not now. All right, new segment called People. Was I supposed to say something there? Or? No, that was not. Yeah, that wasn't in rehearsal. That wasn't in rehearsal. I got to show up for rehearsal. All right, here's the new segment with our first character. They called this guy the Ice Cream Man. Or something like that.
Cream shop owner's secret ingredient was truly disturbing. Jack Hoffman was the owner of a very successful ice cream shop called the Sugar Rush in Miami during the 1980s. He was a local celebrity in the area, even appearing in a Bee Gees music video. Everyone loved him and his famous saying, which was, "My milkshakes brings all the boys to the yard." For some reason, there was just something about his ice cream that would always leave you wanting more. Many of his customers would come by several times a day, every single day. When people would ask why his ice cream was so good, he would always say, "It's my secret ingredient." One day, a local food inspector would come into the shop in disguise and order just a basic ice cream cone for a reasonable price of $69. He really enjoyed the ice cream, but didn't understand the hype surrounding it. The inspector would go home that night and go to bed, but would quickly be awoken by a severe craving of ice cream. The craving was so bad that he drove to the ice cream shop at 3 in the morning.
You know what he put in there? You guessed it, a little yayo, everybody. And something else that they won't talk about. Pretty disgusting. Okay, so all these years in ufology, we have been hearing how the aliens could be sitting right next to us and we would never know it, right? They look like us. They act like us. 2 arms, 2 legs, 2 nose and eyes, huh? 1 nose, 2 nostrils. And I tell you, you wouldn't know it. At least that's what we were told, right? And I have been one to say, I don't know if I believe that. I don't know. You know, you hear about the Men in Black, right? The Men in Black. They were clean shaven, yet they didn't have any emotions. They didn't break smile. You couldn't see their eyes because they wore glasses and they drove a black car. You've seen the movie. Watch.
When the study was concluded in '64, they concluded that there were 4 different groups apparently coming and visiting us. Out of those 4 different groups, one group looked exactly like we do. So much so that they could sit beside you in a restaurant, or in an airplane, or in a theater, and you'd never know. Some of these people from somewhere could be walking up and down the corridors of SHAPE headquarters, or they could be walking up and down the corridors of the Pentagon. One day at lunch, a lieutenant colonel made the remark, he says, "Jesus, do you realize they could even be in the White House?"
What do they look like? They look like us. I think that they were created or summoned, whatever, brought in because I was so combative because of my fear of these creatures that did not look human.
Let's say that they knew for a fact that aliens are walking among us, quite literally. They are appearing as people, but they're not people.
They could be avatars, for example. Avatars would walk among us.
And we wouldn't know that they're not a real person.
That was the basis of the movie. We saw it. I mean, they're just like the aliens.
No evidence. No evidence except for this. I found this clip and it's pretty scary because it's so real. It fooled the President of the United States. I have got to show you this. You ready? In 5, 4, 3, 2.
Is this her talking about how she made it, Rob? Play this clip. Go for it.
Back to our disguise labs out at Langley, and we invented a whole new genre of masks. Masks that are so good, that are so realistic, that you can actually...
Sorry about that. Obviously, our CIA has been hard at work. How long have they had these masks? For all we know, the Men in Black were us wearing these masks. CIA, come on. They look like us. And guess what? Nobody, they said, right? They have no sweat glands. You know why? Because they're wearing a mask. You know why they didn't smile? Because if they did, you would see the mask. You know why they wore glasses? Because it hid the imperfection of the mask. You know why they wore a hat? Because it covered the imperfection of the mask. It was a total psyop to be a man in black. And they did it to F with the American people. They go, yeah, you really want to mess with them? Come on, let's give them some more. And they did. And they wore masks like that. Now, this was in the, 70s? 80s? I don't know when this was, but it's 40 years later. Imagine how good they look now. As Bob O'Dean just told us, because he's a lion POS anyway, these masks are indiscernible from humans, they say now.
Get up close and have a personal contact with someone for an extended period of time.
Dude.
They're good enough that you can brief the President of the United States in the Oval Office wearing a mask. And he isn't sure if it's you or if it's someone else. Those masks were the beginning of a whole new generation of work that we did at the CIA.
Crazy. See, when you have evidence like that, that shows that these masks are that good, you gotta wonder, what's the real business behind the Men in Black? Rich, what? The Men in Black were seen in the late 40s after Roswell, remember? Yeah. No, they weren't. Yes, they were. No, the military threatened everybody in Roswell. Our government did. I think that was one of the last times that something of that nature had to be done with threats to civilians like that. Crazy time. Wish we were born back then. Wish we were born. It's not fair. Calm down. Yeah, a lot of psychological warfare. A lot of it in this field. It's really sad. It is. The whole thing's a psyop. It really is. Ufology is just... It doesn't really have to do with UFOs. In a way it does, but they use UFOs as a way to get what they want for other things without actually mentioning it. Oh, I don't know, like funding for black budget programs and secret space programs that we don't know about. Do you believe in secret space programs? Yes, I do. I believe we have 2 NASAs. I really do. That's why they need all that money. You got to run 2. Why do you think it's so expensive? Because they have maybe 3. Hey, That's weird. I just chose a video and it declined it. Do it again. I've never had this happen. I can't pull the video up. I've never seen this. I've got 3 of them up. Stop sharing, stop sharing. But it's not sharing. It won't share. Let me stop everything. Try this again. Well, this is weird. All right. I bet you it works. I don't know why it didn't, but I bet you this works. It didn't work. I can't play clips. At least this one. All right. Let's view tab. It won't pop up. Oh, wait, there it is. I forced it. Ah, they have a force tab. So this must be a problem. All right, watch this.
They want to
Psychological
create a
warfare.
global totalitarian superstate where the people are united against some alien threat. And that is the big, super big picture that people need to understand. It's why I would say 90+% of everything out there on this subject is some type of disinformation that's being curated for its what's called psychological warfare value. It's a complex problem. And actually, that agenda started in 1953 at least. I have a document from a sitting CI director, General Walter Bedell Smith. And CI Director Smith in 53 describes to the Psychological Strategy Board of the CIA the psychological warfare value of the UFO subject.
The psychological warfare value of ufology, of UFOs, gives the government all they need for the cover-up of what's really going on with technology that they've created and other things that they don't want our adversaries to find out. There we go. I thought that was a little blurry. I'm like, maybe I'm having a conniption. All right. Into Thin Air. Top of the hour, pretty much. We'll bring up Into Thin Air now, and then we'll get to Redbeard and his magical history. All right, where is... Here it is, Into Thin Air. Whee! Oh, wait, is this... No. I want the new one. I want the new video. Here we go. That's right. This is what I wanted. Oh, wait, I did have it. Oh, well, that was weird. All right. Without further ado, we've got a 3.5 minute video from I2TA, Into Thin Air, everybody. Let's see if I can pull it up. Yeah, it works. All right. In 3, 2,
back. It is June 17th, 2024, Monday. Did anyone hear about the 4.2 earthquake in Florida yesterday? Check this out. A magnitude 4.2 earthquake 24 miles south of Kissimmee, Osceola County, Florida, United States on Sunday, June 16th, 2024 at 5:15 a.m. New York time. A 4.2 in Florida. I did not see anything about this yesterday. Check out these details. As we said, 4.2 magnitude. That is huge for Florida, like literally huge. Multiple reports came in. You can see that here down in this chart here, a couple in this area, and then one a little farther to the north, almost in Georgia. But Volcano Discovery is labeling this as an actual earthquake. Jumping over to the USGS, if you click 7 days all magnitudes, you do not see this earthquake in Florida. They did not report it. The USGS is showing no earthquakes for the state of Florida. We did have one in New Jersey and in Pennsylvania yesterday, but there is absolutely nothing showing this strongest 4.2 earthquake in Florida. So as of right now in this posting, it is in preliminary automatic detection, which means the sensors automatically pick this up. And although it says one report was on file, there's clearly more than one report. We have some in Florida and then some to the north in Georgia. I would love to know anyone that felt this earthquake, because when you see these on this site here, Volcano Discovery, a lot of times these smaller ones are disregarded. They could be meteor explosions or something else going on natural in the area, but when you get a big one like this, 99% of the time actually happened, and then when you go ahead and click on it, you have the actual details of this earthquake. As you can see here, this is the strongest earthquake to strike this part of Florida since 1970. This is pretty wild, my friends, that this is not all over the news. This is very odd. It could have been some sort of explosion, maybe some sort of sonic boom, but they actually have it labeled as a 4.2, which is very interesting to me on no other sites except for Volcano Discovery. What that means, your guess is as good as mine. I'll bring you whatever other information I get on this. I'll leave the link to this exact page here for you to check out yourselves. Let me know if you heard about it. Let me know if you felt it. Thank you all. Bye-bye.
You know, I live in Florida, right in central Florida, near Tampa, and I didn't feel anything, hear anything, but I have many, many mornings at 3, 4 a.m. hear some incredibly weird things. It's, you know, it sounds like something is falling out of the sky. Well, you know what it sounds like? If you can imagine a bowling ball falling out of the sky and then just hitting a bunch of mud. The thud. You know the thud it would make? Just imagine that. That's what it sounds like. That's what I hear. And I've heard it and been on the phone with people, and I've seen the windows do this when I know something hit the ground, and it sounds like it's right outside. But nothing. Nothing. Car alarms have gone off. The first time that happened. But it hasn't happened in about a year. But Florida, where I live, and what Florida is, it's weird out here, man. Don't move to Florida. Whatever you do. Whatever you do. Unless you like big bugs, big storms, and big hurricanes. Who's Redbeard? Redbeard? Is that what they call him? Redbeard was abducted by aliens. And why is this not in the history books? It is unreal. I'll tell you, there's no video anywhere about Redbeard except for this one. It's not anywhere to be found. I've found nothing about Redbeard anywhere. But it's a real story. It's a true story about Redbeard and his crews and his ships being attacked by UFOs. It's amazing. He did disappear. It's crazy.
History books. In the 1690s, one of the most feared pirates who went by the name Redbeard sailed the Caribbean seas. He was notorious for sinking every ship that he came into contact with and would win every battle that he was a part of. But reportedly on the night of May 27, 1695, Redbeard's ship was attacked by something from the sky. The object from the sky shot lasers directly at the ship, causing major destruction. Most of the men aboard fought back, even Captain Redbeard. But during the fight, a beam of light from the UFO came down upon Redbeard and pulled him into the ship and then flew
very Travis Walton-esque
away. Shortly after the UFO left, the ship fully sank into the sea with almost everyone perishing.
Except for one
man by the name Francis Henry, who survived that night by floating on a piece of wood from the ship.
Way to go,
floated
Frank!
To a nearby island. He would then tell everyone what happened the previous night, but was quickly arrested for treason for being a pirate. Historians are still not sure why is this.
Frank, he told the truth. Had to. And he didn't care about going to prison. Frank Henry, Francis, also known as Francis Henry, but we'll call him Frank. Frank Henry will go down in history as one of the first ever abduction survivors. He didn't get abducted, but he survived an attack, apparently from something in the sky. Now, the weird thing is this guy could be some sort of genius who murdered everybody, got everybody, could have been the cook. He got everybody sick and claimed that strange beings from above came and took the ships and the people. No. All right. It's a good story, though. And there have been accounts of other... Christopher Columbus, right? Apparently, a light showed him the way to the Americas. You know the story. Wasn't the North Star. No, it wasn't a floating machine they had back then. No, it wasn't a drone. A plane. Hell, it wasn't even a Marfa light. But the closer he got, the more lights he saw that directed him this way to Plymouth. Right? And didn't they land on Plymouth Rock? Isn't that it? The Nina, oh, that's not Christopher Columbus. It isn't? He wasn't on the Santa Marina? He wasn't on the Santa Marina? Well, it just so happens there's a history of UFOs and yeah, even in the Old West, there were UFOs abundantly seen. People just dismissed them. What can they say it was? A light, a star, a shooting star, a comet? Nobody knows. They didn't know anything back then. They didn't know. They didn't care. As long as it didn't attack them, right? As long as it didn't attack. I'm going to play this clip. And this is a short that says, this is why demons and angels don't exist. Now, we have been talking for the last several months, if not a year, about the inclusion of spiritual beings, demons, and angels being the aliens. And if that's the case, I haven't seen any evidence either way, but both ways seem logical to me. Yes, can they be demons? And no, they're not demons. Both of them fit. Both of them work. Everybody, hey, Anjali, Whitley Strieber, Christopher Bledsoe, Betty and Barney Hildo, right? All these people who claim to have been abducted, claim to have seen the alien grays or tall, white, beautiful beings, or the lady in white, whatever you want to call it. See, Bledsoe went with the lady in white because he's got mommy issues. So he had to have the lady in white be his saving grace for life, the mother he never had. Get it? Got it? Good. Know how Anjali sees what she sees, right? What'd she say? Couple? 3 of them? I don't know how many she sees all the time. But maybe she sees something spiritual that could be part of her DNA. I'm not saying Bledsoe has got that, but what if this is what if there is an evolutionary cycle that's being broken right now? These people, for some reason, can talk to Anna. I can't go that far. No. a little dizzy. I'm going to play this clip. This was a Satanist. She used to be a Satanist, and she's going to tell us why angels and demons. Nah, she just describes the devil. Go.
Describe the devil.
The trouble is, when you play with the devil, he doesn't play fair. He'll give you everything you want, all the drugs you want, all the women you want, all the promises, and all the power you want. And when
that's bullshit. Because I did the Ouija board session reaching out to the devil over 120 times. I didn't get any huge reward. I didn't get any drugs that would have made me feel great or helped me in a certain way to be more creative or whatever. I didn't see any fame. Nothing of that happened. That's what I was asking for. I said, hey, as I'm doing the Ouija board, I want fame and fortune. Actually, I just need fortune, is what I said. Fortune. That's it. Money is the root of all evil for people who don't know how to use it. Other than that, you need money. You need assets. Anyway, this woman goes on.
he's done with you, he'll kick the legs out from under you. And that's why you hear rock stars sometimes say, I sold my soul to the devil. Because once you make that trade, he'll give you what you want.
It's an expression, you yodel.
But people need to understand that the devil is not sharing his kingdom with anyone.
Neither is God. All right? Neither is God, if there is one.
I was studying all this witchcraft. I thought everything was wonderful. The same spirits that gave me power began to turn on me. I thought I had arrived. The same spirits that gave me power to read cards and astral project and the psyche power. It was as if all of a sudden the same voices that would say this man is committing adultery or this woman steals at work or this girl's going to get married last year, when I was reading cards, would now say to me, you should die. Said I would walk around with a gun in my mouth. I can remember the metal used to burn my tongue. I would just suck on a gun, waiting for the moment to stop.
Why would the metal burn her tongue? Do you see the lie upon idiocracy and more idiocracy? The reason the gun would burn your tongue is if you were shooting it. You don't just put a gun in your mouth and it's hot. It doesn't turn on because it's facing a human. It's facing flesh and it can sense it and it starts to get hot. What the hell kind of speak is this? Because it's all bullshit. This guy should be embarrassed to have this woman on. She's an embarrassment.
This power that I had entered into to stop the destruction of my mind.
What's funny about people? Anytime something's going good, yeah, God, and when it's bad, oh, it's the devil. It's you. You were doing good. Everything was going the right way. It doesn't last forever. Have you ever noticed that in this life? You're never high for too long, and you're never too low too long. It feels long because it doesn't feel good. And when you're having a good time, time flies. But the yin and yang in everybody's life, it's the same as the earth. We are in the earth. We are part of the earth. We are synced, I believe, with the earth because the earth is the one that starts the heart. We need the earth's electromagnetic field to spark us to life. That makes us one with the earth, which we were anyway, but officially being turned on when the heart and the mind are formed in the embryo, the miracle of life happens. Without the earth, I don't want to say what happens. Obviously, without the earth, it's bad. no question about it. It's not even a conversation. However, living on this planet with an electromagnetic field, sources hitting us from every angle on the out perimeter of this planet. We're getting bombarded with stuff from the universe. And we're protected by a very thin layer of atmosphere. How it all works, I don't know. But it does. And as long as there's been man, there's been stories of monsters. There's been stories of angels and demons. Oh my. And the bears and the birds and the bees. You can go all the way back to 74 BC in ancient Anatolia, wherever that is, and you could find strangeness, high strangeness that this planet gives us. From day one, we're guessing about the paranormal. When we were primitive chimpanzees, half human, half chimp, when we were almost us, that missing link found a way. And if it wasn't for the bizarre, we wouldn't know what the normal would be. Huh? If it wasn't for the bizarre, we wouldn't know what the normal would be like. Would know. All right, here we go.
Army against Mithridates, having 20,000 foot soldiers and 2,500 horsemen. But when he had come within sight of the enemy and seen with amazement their multitude, he desired to refrain from battle and draw out the time. But presently, as they were on the point of joining battle, with no apparent change of weather but all on a sudden, the sky burst asunder, and a huge flame-like body was seen to fall between the two armies. In shape, it was most like a wine jar, and in color, like molten silver.
Okay, molten silver. Okay, what do we got here? An orb? Shaped like a... Did he say a jug? Is that what he said? Because we've seen that before, haven't we? Listen.
Seen to fall between the two armies. In shape, it was most like a wine jar.
I can't believe that. That is un-effing believable. Because Third Phase of Moon and many other places have posted very similar sightings. And you know what we did? We dismissed it. It's an advertising banner. No proof of that. There was no string or anything holding it up. It wasn't wobbling. It wasn't wavering back and forth. Remember that video? I'll see if I can find it. But holy mackerel, that's bizarre. The shape of a jug? We've seen that. Weird. Go.
And in color, like molten silver.
Metal. Liquid metal. It's the Terminator too. It's liquid metal guy.
Both sides were astonished at the sight and separated. This marvel, as they say, occurred in Phrygia, at a place called Otria.
Unbelievable. That is so cool. I don't know what's going on here. What's this?
What was the oldest discovered intentional human burial found? Was it A, Shanadar Cave in Iraq, B, Pangea Saidi in Kenya, or C, Kasfa in Galilee, Israel?
It's Shanadar
That's
Cave,
right.
Iraq.
Kasfa is the oldest yet
there
found,
you go.
At about 92,000 years old. And so, my recommendation this week is one of Magellan's new documentaries, which they add every week.
All right, 1561. What happened then?
April 14th, 1561, at daybreak, between 4 and 5 a.m., a dreadful apparition occurred on the sun. And this was seen in Nuremberg in the city, before the gates and in the country, by many men and women. At first, there appeared in the middle of the sun 2 blood-red semicircular arcs, just like the moon in the last quarter. Above and below and on both sides of the sun, the color was blood.
Orbs, barbells, cylinders, crosses, cigar shapes.
And
it's all here. Look at this. Here's one with portals in it. Up here, top right. And the sun. How many times do we see objects by the sun? A lot. I know, no, these are near Earth. But then they said they saw this at the sun. On the sun, turning it red and stuff. So, yeah, objects in the foreground and objects in the sun.
The sun, there stood a round ball of partly dull, partly black, ferrous colour. In between these globes there were visible a few blood-red crosses, between which there were blood-red strips becoming thicker to the rear and in the front malleable, like the rods of reed grass.
Are those the aliens?
These all started to fight among themselves. The globes flew back and forth among themselves and fought vehemently with each other for over an hour. And when the conflict in and out of the sun was most intense, they became fatigued to such an extent that they all, as said above, fell from the sun down upon the earth, as if they all burned. And they then wasted away on the earth with immense smoke. After all this, there was something like a black spear, very long and thick-sighted. The shaft pointed to the east.
Wow, the mothership. Dude, that's what flew over the Phoenix area March 13th, 1997.
The point pointed west.
Very cool. These strange events riddle our historic ufological world we live in. And it's never going to end. It's a beautiful time. It's a beautiful place. And I hope we don't get disclosure. This is too fun. All right, I want to show you something. I want to give a lesson today on Doorcam UFO videos. This is Doorcam. Doorcam Dorks, we're going to call this segment. Doorcam Flim Flam. Something with Doorcam. But I think I showed this before, but I went over it very quickly. So I just want to show you again. This comes from, guess who? World News X, WNX, the new hoaxers. And lying, cheating, non-investigating, putting up old, making it new channel again. Here you go. Watch this. So, you see they are starting abductions. Nice way to start, right? Isn't that nice? Just put the fear into everybody. That's all. Just lie.
Go back some. What? Go back a little bit, then zoom in so they can see it. All on the Ring camera detection. Now watch this, the next one.
Yeah, we talked about this. The garage light comes on and it creates this lens flare. 1,000,000%. And look what they put up here. They are starting abductions. So people see this and they think it's real because it's on the internet. Just like people used to read the newspaper. Look, see? You could even see it. It's already there when the porch light's on. Just barely coming on that. See that? Oh, there it is. Oh, and oh. Sorry, guys. It's just not what they tell us. And this is why WNX needs to go. They need to hang it up because they're giving out bad information. You know what I would like to see? I would like to see them maybe debunk shit. Oh, Oh, maybe I'll start debunking that stuff and making shorts out of it. Maybe I'll start with that one. I'm going to leave that out. I think I'm going to make a small short video. A small short video. All right, somebody sent me this interview with Trump and Jake Paul. It's about UFOs and aliens and disclosure. Check it out. It's really cool. Who sent this to me? I don't remember. But thank you for this. I believe in aliens. Some people do, some I don't.
So there are two questions I have to ask
Go
you.
ahead.
The first one's kind of fun. Aliens. I want to talk to you about aliens.
Yeah.
UFOs, UAPs.
I know.
The disclosure we've seen in Congress
Yeah.
recently. It's confusing and upsetting a lot of Americans because there's something happening. There are unidentified aerial phenomena in the sky. We don't know what they are. Do you?
So it's such a question I do get a lot, and it's such an interesting question. I've met with pilots that look just like you, actually. Okay, they have more of a crew cut. Okay, they look like him and they look like you. Some of them look like you,
a little fatter.
but these are perfect people.
Okay,
and they're not
crazy.
Conspiratorial. They're not crazy.
Yeah.
Trump is weird.
And they tell me stories that they've seen things that you wouldn't believe. These are not people that you would say, "Gee,
no way.
oh, that's
There's no
okay."
way. President of the United States.
But
I said, was your
who
phone
is it?
silent?
That's Joe Biden wanting to do an interview. So go ahead.
There are two questions I have to.
That's awesome. I love that. They look just like you. They're perfect people. Yeah. What does that mean? They look just like you. Human? Oh no, they're perfect people. They're not too fat. They're not short. They're not too fat. They're not ugly. You know, Trump. Everything with Trump, it's got to be top notch. These are real people. They're not fake people at all. Real people. Hey, you can even call them human. From China. Oh, okay. So, this next video I'm about to show you, I believe was taken many years ago, but I think it's being brought up again as a mothership in Europe from June 15th this year, a couple of days ago. And it says, arrival alien disclosure mothership D-Euro something or another. Somebody sent this to me too. Yeah, I don't know who it was, but their name was weird. So what do you think it is? I know what it is. It's a mothership. Yo. I tried doing Wolfman Jack and it wouldn't come out. Hey, this is Wolfman Jack.
So how do I zoom in?
I like that old guy. So, how do I zoom it? You gotta pinch it, Grandpa. Like this? No. You pinch it like this, you pinch it like that. You pinch it like this, and you pinch it like that. All right. I've got so much more to go over, but we're out of time. For real. Are we? What time is it? It's 8:30. A few more minutes? All right, let's play this one. Stephen Greenstreet. Brandon. Oh, wait, didn't I just play this? Hold on. Yeah, I just played this. Okay, good. We don't have to do Fugal the Liar. All right, what's this? Bob Lazar tells the truth about what humans are. Gary Pinhead Nolan? Huh. Imagine there's another level of reality that we are just not perceiving, that something else lives within. Duh! You think so, Gary? I mean, you really think so? Of course they live in another reality. And I think these things have the ability to be balloons and drones and real. No, there's Earthlights. There's real stuff out there. Let's hear what Pinhead has. By the way, the P in Gary P. Nolan is for Pinhead. Yeah, now you know.
I was walking my dog this morning, playing with them in the front yard, and thinking about this exact matter. In fact, thinking I'm dealing with stuff that they couldn't even possibly understand. I have a perception of things that they don't possibly have. You go even further down to ants. Ants can't possibly understand TikTok. Right? They couldn't even, the concepts are just, and they don't even have a sensory apparatus to see the world that we do. But from their point of view, they're like, well, that's impossible. That's fantasy. So imagine that there's another level of reality that we're just not perceiving, that something else lives within. That they have a perception of things that we just don't. Half the country actually, unrelated to UAP, believes that. Religion, right? Yeah. Catholicism, you name your religion, they believe that there's a level of reality where souls go that is different than the reality that we live in.
Right.
So that doesn't mean that this is a religion. It just means that
it's a cult.
People have already formulated structures of how the universe might be operating, where there are levels of intelligences that could have a perception of things that we don't understand. And so, just think about it in that way, that there is, that maybe there's ways of transmitting information up in some, to use for lack of a better word, a quantum realm or another dimensional aspect that we don't appreciate, that somebody else 1,000 years from now, 1,000,000 years from now, would understand how to operate. I mean,
all right, we get it, Gary. Question from Rustic Inc. Gay GUFON, are there any UFO personalities that you like or trust besides the Rocky Dennis twins? The only person I really trust, I trust that John Greenwald will do the right thing. No, I don't. John Greenwald's the only one I could think of. And people have asked me that question many, many times. And I always come up with John Greenwald and when Stanton Friedman was alive. But even Stanton got things wrong, I believe. I don't think he could accept a lot of the things that were being thrown around, rightfully so. No proof, no way you could say it's happening. But when a lot of people are saying something's happening, either they're all delusional or there's a mass hallucination that's happening. And it's neither of the two. So there must be something legit going on that people are experiencing we can't figure out. Rustic Inc. No, I don't. There's nobody in this field that I trust. And even the Rocky Dennis twins and I have disagreements on several things, but they're going to do their own thing and nobody can change their mind. It's very tough. But I can't think of anybody that I really trust that hasn't screwed over themselves. Like John Greenwald's pretty clean. So when I'm asked this question, I run down the list of everybody in ufology. And I can't think of any. Everybody in mainstream media is on the other side of ufology, on the left. So they have a belief that fantasy land exists within ufology without any proof at all. We were told we're halfway to disclosure by Lou Elizondo, who, by the way, is not a UFO guy, in case you haven't heard. Never wanted to be, never cared to be. But he has these skill sets that they wanted him to use in the UFO community, and that's what he did. Every one of these people are charlatans. I don't believe they're doing it for the greater good of ufology or humanity. They're in it. And besides, look at all the people that we're talking about that are on mainstream media. Almost more than half of them are in the military or in government. So how do you trust these people who work for the government that lies to us for decades about the very subject they're supposed to be telling us the truth about? You can't have it like that. You can't be a liar. Like when they put TTSA together, that was filled with every lying jerk-off in the UFO workforce in the government. FBI, CIA, NSA, DOD. They formed this team of liars and cover-up artists, and they want us to believe that they were going to build this ship, right? Remember all the bullshit? I mean, it was just crazy. And that's why Lou Elizondo was brought in. Lou Elizondo was supposed to be the barometer. He was supposed to be, let's keep things calm. Let's do things. Now, when Lou had a handler that helped him when he was with TTSA, you never saw him doing the small shows, you know, like going on the Fist's channel. The Fist had 800 subscribers and went to several thousand after having his boyfriend Lou come on. Then that, you know the rest. Anyway, that's it for tonight. Thank you for hanging out. We'll be back mañana, and it'll be a good one tomorrow. So thank you for tonight. Thank you, moderators and super chatters. I can't tell you thank you enough. That is what we did tonight. What happened tonight used to happen every day. If we could do that, that'd be phenomenal. That would definitely make investigating easier and traveling a lot better, and keeping up with all the new equipment. Thank you. That's the kind of help, Thanks again. And newcomers and veterans, thanks for making the chat exciting and fun for yourselves. Gosh darn it. Appreciate you. And what do we do here every single night? What do we do? We do truthology for ufology. We do it for you. It's true. It's true. No, it is. Yeah. All right. That's it. Hope you guys have a great rest of your evening. I'm Rich Giordano for GUFON. Until next time, alien bless.